It's one of the toughest times in a long time for the village officials who toil in the Tarrytown Village Hall, as well as those of Sleepy Hollow and Irvington, to put together a budget for this coming fiscal year that doesn't cause a hefty tax hike or a cut in services. At a recent Sleepy Hollow Tarrytown Chamber of Commerce meeting, we asked Tarrytown Administrator Michael Blau about some of the reasons that developing the budget is so troublesome this year.
We've been impacted by retirement pension cost increases that are passed down from the state, and we have no say in the matter, and that's going to be an increase of about $350,000 in expenditures. We are anticipating a loss of revenue due to a loss of assessables where people grieve their taxes and their assessments are reduced. And we also had a loss due to a large taxpayer, and the building was now purchased by a not-for-profit. So that's going to generate probably a loss of revenues of about $450,000. So going into this, even before we look at salary costs and such, we've experienced an increase in expenditures, a loss of revenue of about $800,000. So it's going to be a really tough year.
We spoke with Sleepy Hollow Village Administrator Anthony Giaccio about the difficulties that village is having constructing its budget for the next fiscal year.
Village Board has done what they can to keep the budget within reason and fair to the taxpayers. But again, we expect it to be another tough year. We have an increase to our retirement system contribution, and we have normal expenses that just keep growing. This year we have our police contract is up, comes due, and so does the DPW contract. So we're working on those. We don't know what implications those will have on our budget. So we expect it to be another tough year. At 105 grievances after the tentative roll came out, so we expect that to have an impact. And our tentative roll was also lower than last year, not as significant as Tarrytown as we discussed, but we do expect that to be an impact, a negative impact on our budget as well.
Irvington's administrator, Lauren Schopfer, said a raw preliminary budget presented to the Board of Directors early this year called for a 7% tax hike in that village, but expected that budget to be whittled down considerably by the Board of Trustees. The budgets for all of the villages have got to be presented in tentative form by March the 20th and open for public hearings, and then a final budget for all three villages have to be approved by May 1st. I'm Bob Kimmel.